That's the voice from the pulpit with Evangelist Jehoshaphat. Part 7. And that must be the concluding part of this leadership, and to whom it may concern and appeal to leaders at all levels. That's exactly what we are talking. Yes, one of those signs are there will be poverty in the land. After inflation, inflation must bring poverty, where things will not, people will not lay their hands. It will not be at the reach of the common man. No, there will be insecurity. Yes, at its height. Yes, there will also be lawlessness. That's also true. Yes, rejecting and again disobedience, court rulings. That the areas you go, they grow above the law of that land, but they could support or enact the constitution, and thereby violating their constitutional requirements. They will no longer do it. So that is not a good one. It's not a good thing. Yes. Yes. Unemployment, because there is no industries here and there. A country cannot depend only on one source of revenue, income. No. They have to industrialize their country so that men, the youth, will come and see where to work and become productive to their nation as well, and to the other nations of the world. If you leave the nation or the youth to their own destiny, that will be error. It's an error. Yes. So things can work well under that condition. You see? You see? When some of the criminals, when they are caught, the message they give is that there's no work. We know if there is work, there will be reduction in crime and criminalities. We know some who are evil-minded could still be there, but it will be drastically reduced. Somebody say it is true. You see? Spend a lot of years in school only to come out and become a street beggar or selling akra, okada rider. It's not telling good. It's already criminal. It's not a criminal issue. So, lo and behold, the society may not be comfortable for living, for the big and the small, because there's a lot of crimes emanating here and there. You see? So, this is exactly what we're talking. But we make also appeal as our solution to UNO, United Nations. They need to play this and appeal unto them. They need to discuss most of all these matters there. There are some nations, some leaders in their nations who are making policies that are not friendly to their citizens. Because it's better to be proactive than to be reactive. A stitch in time saves 9. When the problem must have come up because of poor and hard and harsh policies that some nations are displaying. Sometimes it resulted in civil war. Sometimes it resulted to lawlessness on the part of the people, because when the head is off, the body can no longer be identified. So, things, we're talking about leadership. We don't need to do something here. This is an appeal from the voice from the pulpit. There's something need to be done to check them. It is true those nations will be saying this is that they're sovereign nation. Yes, they're sovereign nation. It's not being disputed, but something right must be done. They need to go to the drawing board to examine all these rules. Because if those leaders were called to order, most of the problems, the wars, more damages, lives and property would have been destroyed before becoming reactive. So we'll conclude and submit here. It is better to be proactive than to be reactive, because being reactive, damages must have been done. A lot of damages must have been done. So let there be proactive, so that things will no longer become to deteriorate. That the people may not be saying, we are sovereign nation, nobody can meddle in the affairs of our nation. When things are not working well, when the policies we are making has no human face and working against the people, your people are migrating here and there and being manhandled in other nations. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So let all these authorities come out. Well, this is a voice from the pulpit with Evangelist Jehoshaphat. Yes. The Bible said in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40, that everything has to be done decently and in order. Anything that are not decent is not in order. Anything that is not in order is not decent. What are we talking about? So let something be done. And before the earth keep collapsing, problems here and there, some are spending more money to quell crime and criminalities, put their bad policies has put in place, and spending more money to quell, and thereby endangering their security personnel every time to go and quell protests, strikes here and there, wars, and more damage. The money that have been used to industrialize the nations are being used in buying more arms and what have you. It's not telling good on the people. Well, Father Almighty God, we thank you for the inspiration. From time to time, you have been inspiring men to speak to authorities, like in the book of Prophet Ezekiel. Yes. You see? You raise him up. Even in the book of Jeremiah. Even chapter 1, from verse 9 to 10. God raised him to speak to the kings at that time, in ancient time. That's the purpose of this prophet being raised here and there. To speak unto the leaders. You see, we see one of the problems of the nations today is that the advisors is the problem they're having. Whether in the house, advisors are not helping matters. So they needed a very sound counselors. A very sound counselors that they can act well. It was a bad counselor through the wife of King Ahab, Queen Jezebel, that make Ahab fail as a king. It was the bad counsel that was given unto Absalom, the son of David, that made him to fail. Yes, by Ahithophel, made him to fail. It is a bad counsel that was given to King Rehoboam by the youth that made him to fail as a king. So, who is now advising you, counseling you? Some nations, because they have foreign counselors that counsel them, which made them to be putting bad policies, harsh policies, be meted upon the people. Somebody need to learn something here. He that has ear, let him hear what the Spirit has said. Thank you.